So I am asked all the time if I could label everything down to one big secret that allows women in corporate America, as badass executive women they are, to absolutely dominate in their career. And my response is always the same. It is trusting your gut. It seems so simple. And I hear you saying, like, oh, come on, I trust my gut. And I'll challenge you that you do not. So, throughout my 16 years in corporate America of climbing that traditional patriarchal corporate dad's ladder over and over and over, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I constantly second guess myself. And the reason that I did that is because I was surrounded by people that did not look like me, act like me, or make decisions the way that I did. It was a room full of men, predominantly white men, which is the majority of boardrooms throughout the United States. And so I'm constantly watching these men and what they do, and I'm attempting to legitimately mimic what they do because I think that's the only way I can get ahead. And why would I know any different? Because that's all I'd ever seen. And guess where that landed me? In imposter syndrome, in burnout, in working 80-hour weeks. And it's all because I did not trust my gut. And my gut was telling me the whole time is, Brittany, get out of your own fucking head. You have this. You know exactly what it takes to make this business absolutely dominate. You know exactly what you need to do and what strategies you need to put in place to build a team that is absolutely amazing, to build true succession planning, to build workplaces that are inclusive. Guess what? Make the organization a hell of a lot of money, and you know how to do it your own way. And when I finally embraced that, when I finally was just unapologetic as fuck about who I was and knowing that, hell yeah, I'm competent. I know exactly what I'm bringing to the table. I know exactly what will catapult this business. It was then I was able to absolutely dominate. And I promise you, every single time that I made a mistake from there forward, and I made plenty, do not get me wrong, it was because I didn't trust my gut. Every bad hire, when I look back, I knew there was something telling me, like, that person's going to be a problem. That person is going to absolutely screw you at some point. And guess what? They always did. Every time that I took another job, and I switched roles every 12, 18 to 24 months, and there was that little voice telling me, Brittany, this doesn't seem right. Are you sure this is what you really want? And every time I didn't trust it, guess what? It was horrible. It was such a toxic work environment. I hated everything that I did. I was constrained. They didn't let me create. They didn't let me do any of that. And every single time, I'm going to say it over and over and over, that I didn't trust my gut, life blew up. And if you really take that same concept and you even review everything that you've done in your personal life, you will see that same trend happening over and over and over. Every time you end up in a relationship that doesn't work out, every time you don't set and hold boundaries with family members that are intrusive, right? Every time you make an impulse purchase that you know that you shouldn't have made, this is how your gut, your intuition will never, ever steer you wrong. So that is my one piece of advice for every woman that's out there, is to be brave, to be bold, and absolutely trust your gut, because the results that you're going to get from just that is you will absolutely dominate in corporate. You will build a life that brings you joy. You will build a career that actually has meaning. And guess what? You are going to be so fucking effective that you are going to be able to make so much more money than you ever thought possible. And I hear you saying, oh, Brittany, you can do it. That's up to you. And I promise you, you can do it too. I spent so many years in corporate when I could have left, when I could have started my business right away, and I didn't. And the reason that I didn't is because I knew that what I had discovered, how women can do this in the workplace, wasn't enough for just me to know how to do it. I spent all of that time switching jobs so I could build teams of women that didn't look like me, that didn't act like me, that didn't have the same values that I did, that weren't your type A, dominant, assertive, really arrogant women the way I was. And I was able to show them my PowHER formula for success. of absolutely trusting your gut. Guess what? They did it too. And I invite you to implement that in your life right away today, no matter what. Trust your gut. I promise you, you're a smart, intelligent, badass woman, and you will never go wrong.